Welcome back, viewers at home. You're still tuned in right here on INX Prime Channel 345. Now, we know that in today's rapidly evolving business and leadership environment, the ability to navigate complex situations and drive results is invaluable. Now, one individual who has mastered this art is Clement Chauke, a seasoned leader, speaker, and strategist with extensive experience in public speaking, team building, and leadership. Clement has helped organizations and leaders find innovative solutions to complex challenges. He is also known for his ability to bring together diverse teams, motivate them towards common goals, and guide leaders through an intricate process of building brands and organization from the ground up. Now, he is joining me this evening just to gain more insight on his journey and many insights that he will be sharing with us tonight. Mr. Chauke, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Good evening.
Good evening to you too. I must say I am excited to be on this platform one more time. It is always an honor to come and inspire people to motivate and impact lives. So I must say I am surely looking forward to having a fruitful conversation that will impact everyone who has just tuned in this evening.
Now, to kick off our conversation, Clement, I'd like for you to just tell us a bit in terms of your journey as a speaker. What led you there, and how is it going thus far?
What led me into this platform of becoming a transformational speaker, or rather say a space of becoming a transformational speaker, it's the person that I've become today. I became who I am because of the information that I've received from other people in the space of public speaking. Earlier, when you were having a conversation, you mentioned the likes of Vositembe Kwayo, one of the, well-renowned speakers. So I'm one person, I'm passionate about public speaking because I know that is one of the tools that it can, it has capacity or power to transform and impact their lives in a positive way. That on its own, we are able to, to change the society, to drive a narrative that will build a better communities at large.
Now, seeing that you are someone who is quite taken by the likes of, public speaking as a means of just, impacting lives, I want to know from you, how did you discover your passion for public speaking and leadership?
My passion, how I discovered it, in psychology, there's what we call environmental influence. So when you find yourself in an environment, it has power to can influence you into becoming something that you were not before. And some environments, the way they're designed in such a way that whenever you are gifted, it takes a gifted person to spark a gift in another person. So I find myself in a space. I remember 2013, one of the speakers by the name of Dr. G.A. Lichuti was speaking at some conference. And as I was listening to him, a gift in me, it was sparked. Then 2013, I started taking, a journey of doing my research in terms of public speaking. So I've studied the likes of Dhananjaya Hathiarachi, the likes of Mohammed Kotani. So these are the people whom I have studied a lot when it comes to public speaking. And I must say, they have shaped me and impacted me to become the speaker that I am today.
Now, taking the fact that you did your own research and after attending numerous, events where, you heard public speakers also deliver their own message to the audience which you were a part of, I want to know from you, what was the most challenging part of your journey to becoming a successful speaker as well as a team leader?
The challenging part of the journey, it has been branding. Most of the people, they do what they do and they fail to find breakthrough in the spaces of public speaking or other fields because of there's an element of everything that we do. For you to can commercialize it or to put it out there, branding is key. Branding is of a paramount importance. So the struggle that I found back then, it is to build a brand, the brand Clement Chauke, to find the voice voice of my brand. So that has been a struggle, but I'm glad that throughout the years, putting in the work, I found my niche as a speaker. Now I can boldly say, I can stand before people with confidence and express myself. And it's also important that as a public speaker, you must have a message. You cannot be a jack of all trades. You must have a message. You must know your area of specialization, and that it's not something that you choose overnight. It happens as you speak, and then you study your audience. What is it that as a speaker that your audience receive mostly from you every time when you speak? The moment you find that and you start building a brand around it, that is what will help you to grow as a brand and a speaker.
Now, another thing I want to know from you in terms of, bringing teams together, because we understand with teams, there are individuals who come from different backgrounds, different ideas, different approaches. So how do you then go about, or rather, what strategies do you then employ in bringing together teams with diverse skills and personality?
So how you bring a team together, I think first thing first, it starts with passion. It's very much important that you detect passion in individuals, and you cannot come to the place where you understand passion, where you understand what passion is, if you personally you don't know the passion that you have for things. So I'm one person that every time whenever I bring a team together, I look for passion. You cannot take somebody and put them in front of camera to say, become a TV presenter if they don't have passion in that space. Where there's no passion, you will never have results. So it starts with passion. On my way today, I was speaking to one of my clients, and she said to me, I just fired someone, and I asked her, why did you do that? She said, I fired this person because of the person doesn't show passion. She is slow when it comes to doing tasks. So you can never execute something to the level of your best if passion is not there. So it's very much important that when you bring a team together, you look for that element of passion. And the second thing will be, it's very much important that you find someone who is skillful, because there's a profound proverb that says, as iron sharpens iron, so does one person sharpen the other. So you need to find someone who is skillful in the space. Let's say, for example, you want to build a soccer team, a powerful team that will produce results. You need to get someone who is skillful in that space, who will sharpen the team that you are working with. So look for a skill. The second thing that you must look for, it is passion. So if you can find passion and skill, then you will be able to build a powerful team.
I like how, the idea of building a powerful team is quite, I think I stand to be corrected. It applies the same way in, building one's network. And I think there's so many conversations out there that really attest to how it is quite important and quite a success story for you to build a very formidable network. I want to know from you, in terms of building networks, how does one go about it in a way that really speaks success into the work that they are doing as individuals in a professional sense?
Thank you for that one. There's also a saying that I like. Most speakers, they like to use, that says your network determines your net worth. So if you want to grow to a certain level in life, you need to find people or a team of people who have reached the spaces that you have been yet tapped into, especially when it comes to leadership. Every time when you submit to someone or follow someone, rather to say, as a leader, follow someone who has reached a place where they promise to take you to. How can a person take you to a place that they have never been at? There are times when I do business coaching, and I become robust whenever I render business coaching. One of the things that I say is that you can never expect someone who is broke, who is not managing their finances well, to give you a business advice. You can only produce good results when you are mentored by someone who is able to point results, especially in their personal space. If you can find it in them, then surely they can also nurture it in you and impart it into you.
Now, how do we then, Mr. Chauke, go about, nurturing as well as maintaining these long-term relationships within our networks?
Yeah. How do you nurture them, and how do you maintain them? It's one of the critical elements when it comes to networking. It's very much important that you maintain communication. Communication is key. Maintain communication. Don't just call them only when you need their services or when you need their favor. When it's their birthday, be the first person to say, yo, happy birthday. There must be your random checking to check how have they been doing. If they have just achieved, let's say for an example, an award. I'm one person, I network with a whole lot of people who are into entertainment industry. So if they go for they're nominated for awards, I will send the message and say congratulations for the nomination. If they scoop the award and they come back within, I will be the first person to send the message to say congratulations on the award that you've just won. So that's how you maintain relationships. So if now I'm working on a project and I need a team of people who will come, I can easily say to them, hello, I need a favor on this particular day. Can you please avail yourself to come and speak at my event? So because of I don't only call them when I need their services or need their favors, it puts them in a place where they see that we have a relationship, unlike someone who only calls you when they need your favors. Basically, your instinct will start saying to you, if they only call you when they need favors, it's a sign that they are using you. And none of us want to find themselves in a position where you are taken advantage of. So you need to also deal with those things in your relationships that will make people think that you are taking advantage of them. Calls like you only call when you want money. You cannot call when you want to check on them. So we need to change that. Make sure that you are always involved, and yeah, people will believe that indeed you are there and you are surely involved in their spaces for a good cause.
Now, Mr. Chauke, I believe you've built a reputation for your ability to solve complex problems. Now, we understand as much as we can build networks and work in teams, conflict will always, have a way of, coming up. And I think us navigating through conflict or problems is something that's key, because it then allows people to further, invest in those relationships or just, move apart. Now, in your view, what is your approach to breaking down and addressing complex situations, and what qualities do you believe are quite essential for modern leaders, especially in today's fast-paced and often uncertain environment?
Yeah, so for you to solve organizational problems, or problems that may aspire in relationships, it's very much important that you maintain communication. And the second thing is honesty. So if you can master these two, communication and honesty refers to truth. If you can become a person of truth and a person of communication, it will help you to solve complex problems in organizations, be it companies, and in many other institutions. Most of the time, whenever they deal with complex problems, in most cases, they point down to money. They point down to money, 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 money. Money can build things. At the same time, money can destroy organization or destroy relationships. And how does money destroy organizations and relationships? It points down to these two things that I've said. You need to be honest with people. You need to make sure that you always communicate with people. I can give an example. Let's say I'm running a show, a live entertainment show, and I've employed a team of people, let's say, for example, 50 people. And then when I'm doing this show, I anticipate, because I've called artist XYZ, I'm going to make a turnover, a return of, let's say, a profit of 150K. And from that 150K, I'm going to use 50K to pay my staff. So if it happens that I don't make profits, I need to communicate with the staff that I've employed and say to them, this is the loss that I've experienced. This is what has happened. And then to maintain, to make sure that I pay you for your services. I'm going to give you a timeline, which will be, let's say, 2 months. And then if it happens that in that period of 2 months, you fail to pay off the debt, it's still important again to maintain, communication. Tell them that I'm not going to be able to do it as I've anticipated. Many brands, they have been ruined because of lack of transparency. Sometimes transparency is not there, but sometimes transparency is there, but failure to maintain communication, it is what has ruined many brands. So it's very much important that when you experience crisis like finances in an organization, maintain honest conversation and communicate with people.
Mr. Chauke, thank you so much, for giving us insight in terms of how we can build stronger networks or even teams at that, as well as, what really makes or rather solve conflicts in terms of us communicating as well as being truthful. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me.
Viewers at home, that was Clement Chauke sharing insight in terms of how you can be the best version of yourself professionally in terms of you being honest, communicating, as well as how you can go about building networks without making people feel used or you feeling used. But that's where we close it off for now. Let's head over to an ad break. See you when we come back.